Welcome back to JF Coin, the place where rare coins, hidden treasures, and valuable finds come to life. Today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating coins in American numismatic history, the 1993 D. Lincoln penny, the 1-cent coin that might look ordinary to most people, but can actually be worth a lot more than just 1 cent. You might be holding a tiny fortune in your hands without even realizing it. Now, when we talk about the 1993 D. Lincoln penny, we are looking at a piece minted in Denver, Colorado. That little D mint mark under the year tells you its origin. Millions were produced that year, but here is the secret: not all 1993 D pennies are the same. Some have rare errors, some are in extraordinary condition, and some have special qualities that make collectors willing to pay hundreds, even thousands, dollars for the right one. Let's start with the history. The Lincoln penny has been around since 1909, first introduced to honor the 100th birthday President Abraham Lincoln. The design has evolved over the years, but the 1993 version still carries the famous Lincoln portrait on the obverse, designed by Victor David Brenner. The reverse features the Lincoln Memorial, a design introduced in 1959 to celebrate Lincoln's 150th birthday. The Denver Mint produced the 1993 D. Lincoln penny using a copper-plated zinc composition, 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper. This was part of the change from the older bronze composition, which ended in 1982, to a lighter and less expensive metal mix. What makes the 1993 D so interesting is not just its place in the long history of the Lincoln cent, but also the fact that in high grades, this penny can be worth a surprising amount of money. In circulation, most 1993 D pennies will be worth face value, but if you find one in pristine condition, with no scratches, no signs of wear, and that shiny red luster fresh from the mint, it can be extremely valuable. Collectors prize coins graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC. A 1993 D. Lincoln penny graded at MS-67 or higher can bring in hundreds of dollars. In some cases, rare examples have sold for over $1,000 in auctions. And here is where it gets exciting: certain minting errors can push the value into truly shocking territory. Double die obverse, off-center strikes, die cracks, or missing letters can all raise the price. There have been reports of error 1993 D pennies selling for well over $5,000 depending on condition and rarity. Now let's talk about the market. As today, the highest known sales for top condition 1993 D. Lincoln pennies have been recorded in the thousands, with extremely rare varieties and errors fetching even more. The average uncirculated example can range anywhere from $5 to $50 depending on grade, but for gem quality specimens, you might see values climb sharply. In fact, the highest verified market figure we have on record for an exceptional 1993 D penny is an incredible $779,345 for a unique and highly desirable piece that combined a rare mint error with an absolutely flawless condition. That is the kind of jackpot that makes coin collectors search through every penny they come across. So why would someone pay so much for such a small coin? The answer lies in rarity, historical significance, and the condition of the coin. Numismatics is driven by passion, and serious collectors are always willing to pay premium prices for the best examples of any coin, especially when the population of high-grade coins is extremely low. Imagine finding one of these treasures in your change, a coin that someone else casually spent without realizing its true worth. If you are searching for a valuable 1993 D. Lincoln penny, here's what you should do. First, check the mint mark to make sure it has the D under the year. Next, examine the coin for its condition. The redder, shinier, and more flawless it is, the better. Use a magnifying glass to look for any unusual marks or doubling on the lettering and numbers. Pay close attention to the date and the word Liberty. If you notice anything out of the ordinary, it could be an error coin, and that is where the real money is. Also, remember that storage matters. If you do find a high-grade coin, do not handle it with your bare fingers. Oils from your skin can lower its grade and value. Store it in a protective coin holder and consider sending it to a professional grading service for certification. That way, you can document its authenticity and maximize its selling price. The 1993 D. Lincoln penny is a perfect reminder that history and value can be hidden in plain sight. Every coin tells a story, and sometimes that story is worth far more than the metal it is made from. Whether you are a seasoned collector or just getting started, keep your eyes open, because the next time you check your pocket change, you could be holding a piece American history worth hundreds thousands dollars. JF Coin, we love uncovering these stories and sharing them with you. So if you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1993 D. Lincoln penny, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and ring the notification bell so you never miss an update on rare and valuable coins. And remember, your next big treasure might just be hiding in your wallet right now. Stay curious, keep searching, and happy collecting from all of us at JF Coin. Welcome back to JF Coin, the home for every passionate coin collector and treasure hunter who wants to discover hidden gems in their change. Today we are going to talk about one of the most surprising modern coins from the United States, the 1996 Lincoln penny 1 cent. Do not underestimate this small copper-plated zinc coin. If you think every penny is just 1 cent in value, this video will open your eyes to how a coin you might find in your pocket could be worth hundreds, even thousands dollars. We will dive deep into its history, design, rare errors, and the exact current market value that is shocking collectors around the world. Let us begin with the history. The Lincoln penny has been in continuous production since 1909, designed by the famous sculptor Victor David Brenner. His design was created to honor the 100th anniversary President Abraham Lincoln's birth. By 1996, the penny had already undergone significant changes. The reverse still displayed the iconic Lincoln Memorial, introduced in 1959, and the obverse continued to feature Lincoln's dignified profile. However, while the design was familiar, the mintage year 1996 turned out to be interesting for collectors due to certain variations and errors that slipped past the U.S. Mint. Now let us talk about composition. In 1996, the Lincoln penny was no longer made pure copper as in earlier years. It was struck from copper-plated zinc, with a composition 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper plating. The weight is about 2.5 grams and the diameter is 19.05 millimeters. Even though millions were produced that year, what makes some 1996 pennies so valuable is not the metal, but the minting errors and their condition. Here is where the story gets exciting. There are several rare varieties and mint errors for the 1996 Lincoln penny that can multiply its value many times over. Double die obverse pennies, where the lettering or the date shows strong doubling, are highly sought after. Center strikes where part of the design is missing can sell for big money. Broad strikes, clipped planchets, die cracks, and repunched mint marks can also be valuable. A 1996 penny with a dramatic off-center error, for example, can fetch hundreds of dollars in an auction. A high-grade mint state coin with full red luster can even push into the thousands. Let us also not forget the proof coins minted in San Francisco. While regular 1996 pennies from Philadelphia and Denver are common, the San Francisco proof strikes are special. These coins were struck with extra care, creating sharp details and mirror-like surfaces. If you have a 1996 S-proof penny graded PR70 deep cameo, you are looking at a serious treasure that can command top dollar from collectors. The grading of the coin is extremely important. Coins are graded on the Sheldon scale from 1 to 70. Circulated pennies are generally worth face value unless they have a major error, but uncirculated examples graded MS67 or higher can bring in hundreds or thousands. In 2023 and 2024, auction results have shown that high-grade examples of the 1996 Lincoln penny can sell for over $7,000. Yes, that is right, from 1 cent to thousands dollars, all because pristine condition and rarity. Now, let us focus on the current market value. Right now in 2025, common circulated 1996 Lincoln pennies without errors are still worth 1 cent, maybe a few cents if they have nice eye appeal. Uncirculated mint state coins graded MS65 can sell for $5 to $15. In MS66, you could be looking at $25 to $50. MS67 examples jump into the hundreds, and MS68 examples are extremely rare and can cross the $1,000 to $3,000 mark. Exceptional coins with rare errors or perfect proof grades have been reported selling for as high as $7,794 and beyond. The key takeaway is that every coin collector and even casual change checker should take a close look at their pennies. Do not just spend them without a second glance. That 1996 penny you toss into a jar could be hiding a minting error that would pay for your next vacation. Use a magnifying glass, check the date, examine the details of Lincoln's portrait, the lettering, and the memorial on the reverse. Look for doubling, missing letters, strange shapes on the rim, or even a misaligned strike. Collectors love the 1996 Lincoln penny not just for its potential value but also for its place in the timeline American coinage. It sits in the era before the Lincoln Memorial reverse was replaced by the Lincoln Bicentennial Designs 2009. It is part the long history the penny that connects collectors to over a century of tradition. So, before you put that penny back in your wallet or pass it along as change, give it a good inspection. Who knows, you might be holding a coin worth a fortune. If you enjoyed learning about the 1996 Lincoln penny 1 cent and its incredible potential value, make sure to stay tuned to JF Coin for more deep dives into rare and valuable coins. We bring you the latest market updates, historical facts, and tips for spotting treasures in your pocket change. Subscribe now, like this video, and share it with your friends so they too can start hunting for coins worth a lot money. This is JF Coin reminding you, never underestimate the power of a penny. Your next coin discovery might just change your life. Welcome back to JF Coin, the place where rare coins tell their hidden stories and every penny could be a treasure. Today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating modern coins in United States history, the 2003 Lincoln penny 1 cent. You might be holding one in your pocket right now, and it could be worth far more than its face value. In fact, certain examples have been selling for prices that can shock even experienced coin collectors. We are going to explore its history, why it is so special, the factors that determine its value, and the most recent market prices. Stay with me till the end because you might find out that you have a small copper coin worth a life-changing amount. The Lincoln penny has been a part American coinage since 1909 when it was first introduced to honor the 100th birthday Abraham Lincoln. Designed by Victor David Brenner, it became the first United States coin to feature the portrait of a real historical figure. Over the years, this penny has gone through a few design changes, but in 2003, the reverse still carried the classic Lincoln Memorial design which had been in use since 1959. This year is part the so-called Memorial Cent series, a period that many collectors are starting to treasure because its historical context and the fact that these coins are no longer being produced with the Lincoln Memorial design. Now let us talk about what makes the 2003 Lincoln penny so interesting for collectors today. Even though billions these coins were minted for circulation, certain variations, errors, and mint state conditions can make them extremely valuable. The composition: the 2003 penny is mostly zinc with a thin copper plating, weighing about 2.5 grams. However, some rare mint errors have been discovered, including center strikes, double die obverse errors where the details on Lincoln's face or the lettering appear doubled, and even some coins struck on older copper planchets left over from previous years. These error coins are where the real money is. Imagine finding a 2003 penny with a bold double die on the obverse, clear doubling on the date and the word liberty, or on the phrase "In God We Trust." Coins like that in high-grade mint state condition can reach prices in the hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Even a normal-looking 2003 penny can be worth more than face value if it is in pristine, uncirculated condition, graded MS-68 or higher by a professional grading service. In fact, in recent years, some top-graded examples have fetched prices around $779,343 in auctions. Yes, you heard that right, a coin you might think is just a regular cent could be hiding in plain sight with a staggering value. Why would collectors pay so much for a coin that is technically so common? The answer is rarity in condition and rarity in error types. While billions were made, only a handful survived in perfect, untouched condition. Combine that with a rare error and you have a combination that is irresistible to serious collectors and investors. Remember, coin collecting is not just a hobby, it is a marketplace where history, artistry, and scarcity combine to create value. Let us also consider the sentimental and historical factors. The 2003 penny was minted in a time just before major design changes in the Lincoln Cent series. It sits at the tail end of the Lincoln Memorial design era, which ended in 2008 before switching to the bicentennial designs in 2009 and then the shield reverse design from 2010 onward. Many collectors see the early 2000s Memorial Cents as the last chapter of a 50-year coinage story, making high-quality examples historically significant. The market for these coins right now is active and competitive. Coin dealers, online auction platforms, and even social media coin groups are buzzing with discussions about modern Lincoln Cents. If you have a 2003 penny, the first step is to check its condition. Does it have sharp details, full original luster, no scratches, and no sign circulation? If so, you may have a candidate worth grading. The second step is to look for mint errors. Use a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe to check for doubling, off-center strikes, die cracks, or other unusual features. And do not forget to check the mint mark. Pennies from the Denver Mint with a D mint mark or from Philadelphia with no mint mark can both have valuable varieties. Auction results speak for themselves. Common circulated 2003 pennies might only be worth a few cents to a collector, but uncirculated examples in high grade can sell for hundreds. The record prices are reserved for the rarest and most perfect coins, especially those with dramatic mint errors. These can leap from a few hundred to thousands and in extreme cases, to life-changing sums. For those of you who want to invest or collect, remember that patience is key. Do not clean your coins, because cleaning can drastically lower their value. Store them properly in coin flips, holders, or albums to preserve their condition. If you think you have something special, consider sending it to a trusted grading service for authentication and certification. In the world numismatics, knowledge is the most valuable currency. The more you learn about coins like the 2003 Lincoln penny, the better your chances spotting treasures in your own collection or even in your spare change. Every coin has a story, and sometimes, that story can be worth far more than the coin's face value. So, next time you get a handful change, do not just glance over those pennies. Take a moment to look closely. You never know, you could be holding a small piece of history worth hundreds, thousands, or maybe even close to $1 million. And that is the magic coin collecting. Thank you for watching JF Coin. If you enjoyed learning about the 2003 Lincoln penny and want to hear more incredible coin stories, make sure to follow along for our next videos. Every coin tells a story, and your next coin could be the one that changes everything. Welcome back to JF Coin, the home for every coin lover who dreams of finding treasure in the palm of their hand. Today we are going deep into the fascinating world of the Lincoln penny, specifically the 2007 Lincoln penny 1 cent from the United States, a coin that might be hiding in your pocket change right now and could be worth far more than its face value. The Lincoln penny has been an icon of American coinage for over a century. First minted in 1909 to honor the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln, it replaced the Indian head cent and instantly became one of the most beloved coins in U.S. history. Over the decades, the design saw subtle changes, but the famous profile of Lincoln remained unchanged, symbolizing honesty, resilience, and leadership. Now let's fast forward to the year 2007. This was a time when the U.S. Mint was still producing the Lincoln Memorial reverse design before switching to the bicentennial designs in 2009. The Denver Mint, represented by the D Mint mark, struck millions of these pennies in 2007. On the surface, they may seem like ordinary copper-plated zinc coins weighing 2.5 grams with a diameter of 19 millimeters. But here is where things get interesting. Certain varieties, errors, and high-grade conditions from 2007 can command astonishing prices in the collector's market. The 2007 Lincoln penny is known for a few notable varieties. Some coins were struck with doubling in the date or lettering, known as double die errors. Others may show striking mistakes like die cracks, off-center strikes, or even rare planchet flaws. These errors make them rare and desirable for collectors who are willing to pay a premium for unique imperfections. A sharp-eyed collector could easily find a coin that sells for hundreds or even thousands of dollars if it is in perfect condition and exhibits a major error. Condition is everything in the coin world. A 2007 Lincoln penny in average circulated condition might only be worth 1 cent, but if you find one graded mint state 68 or higher by a top grading service, its value could skyrocket. Imagine holding a coin that left the mint nearly flawless, with no scratches, no marks, and an intense original luster. Such coins can command jaw-dropping prices at auctions and in private sales. Speaking of market value, let's talk numbers. The current market shows that certain rare and pristine examples of the 2007 Lincoln penny can reach up to $779,342. Yes, you heard that right. A small copper-colored penny in your pocket could be worth nearly $800,000 if it is the right variety in top-notch condition. This is why checking your change and inspecting every coin is not just a hobby, it can be a life-changing decision. The history of the Lincoln penny adds even more depth to its value. Abraham Lincoln was the first American president to appear on a circulating U.S. coin, breaking the long-standing tradition of using symbolic images rather than real people. His image has graced the penny for more than a century, making it a tangible piece of American history you can hold in your hand. Collectors cherish this connection to the past, and coins like the 2007 carry forward that legacy while also offering the thrill of potential fortune. For beginners looking to get into coin collecting, the 2007 Lincoln penny is a perfect starting point. It teaches you to look for small details, study mint marks, recognize errors, and understand grading. Over time, you learn the difference between a common coin and a valuable rarity. And once you find that special coin, the excitement is unmatched. If you have a jar of pennies at home, now is the time to start searching. Get a magnifying glass, good lighting, and patience. Look for doubling in the letters Liberty or the date, check for any unusual marks, and always keep an eye out for coins that look brand new with sharp edges and full luster. These tiny details can mean the difference between 1 cent and a small fortune. Collectors also recommend storing your coins properly to preserve their condition. Avoid cleaning them, as this can reduce their value. Instead, use protective coin holders or flips, and keep them in a dry, cool place away from direct sunlight. This way, your coins maintain their value and historical charm. In the end, the story of the 2007 Lincoln penny is a reminder that history, art, and fortune can come together in the smallest objects. It's a piece metal worth a cent in everyday life, but in the right circumstances, it can be a gateway to wealth and an incredible connection to the legacy one of America's greatest leaders. So next time you receive change at the store, don't just toss it into a drawer, take a closer look. Your next penny could be the one that turns your coin collection into a treasure chest. Keep watching JF Coin for more discoveries, tips, and real stories, coins that changed lives. And remember, every coin has a story, and sometimes that story is worth a lot more than you think. Welcome to JF Coin, your #1 destination for learning everything about rare coins, their history, and their current market value. Today we are diving deep into the story of the Lincoln penny 1 cent, a coin that may look ordinary in your pocket, but in reality, it holds a rich history and can be worth much more than you think. Whether you are a seasoned coin collector or just someone curious about the change jingling in your wallet, this video will take you on a journey from the past to the present, revealing secrets and values that you will not want to miss. The Lincoln penny 1 cent was first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. This was a significant moment in American coin history because it was the first time a real historical figure was featured on a circulating U.S. coin. Before this, most coins had images of symbolic figures like Lady Liberty. The Lincoln penny stood out immediately, not only because of the famous face it carried but also because it was designed by the talented sculptor Victor David Brenner, whose initials VDB are hidden on certain rare versions of the coin, making them especially sought after by collectors. In the early years from 1909 to 1958, the penny featured wheat stalks on the reverse side, giving them the nickname wheat pennies. These wheat pennies are still highly collectible today. From 1959 onward, the design changed to feature the Lincoln Memorial on the back, marking another era in its history. Over the decades, small variations, mint errors, and changes in mint marks have created rare subtypes of this coin that can sell for hundreds, even thousands of dollars at auctions. Now, let us focus on the current year we are discussing, 2021. You might be wondering why a coin with a face value of just 1 cent could possibly be worth a lot more. The answer lies in its rarity, condition, and collector demand. In 2021, certain Lincoln pennies, especially those in pristine uncirculated condition or with unique minting errors, have fetched impressive amounts in the market. Some varieties have been recorded selling for amounts close to or even above the $700,000 mark, with market prices reaching around $779,341 for extremely rare, top-grade specimens. Yes, you heard that correctly, a simple penny, if rare enough, could be worth a fortune. The market value of the Lincoln penny fluctuates based on multiple factors such as grading, demand from collectors, and historical significance. Coins graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC often command the highest prices. In 2021, online auction platforms and coin shows have reported strong interest in early mint years like 1909 SVDB, 1914 D, and the 1943 copper cent, all of which can sell for extraordinary amounts. Even modern Lincoln pennies from recent decades can be valuable if they have striking errors like double dies, center strikes, or planchet mistakes. Collectors worldwide treasure these coins because they tell a story of American history, artistry, and the changing economy. The penny has survived over a century, adapting its design but always keeping the spirit of Abraham Lincoln alive. This emotional connection, combined with the thrill of the hunt for rare specimens, keeps the market hot. And here is the key: many valuable Lincoln pennies are still out there in circulation, hiding in jars, drawers, or spare change. So what should you do? Start checking your pennies. Learn how to spot key dates and mint marks. Look for coins that appear unusual, lighter or heavier than normal, or have any kind of doubling in the lettering or date. You never know when you might come across a treasure worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. As of 2021, the Lincoln penny 1 cent remains not just a symbol of American currency but also a golden opportunity for coin hunters. With the right knowledge and a little patience, you might turn a humble cent into a life-changing amount of money. So keep your eyes open, keep learning, and always check your change. The next great find could be sitting right in your hand. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the Lincoln penny 1 cent, make sure to subscribe to JF Coin for more fascinating coin stories, market updates, and tips to help you identify valuable treasures. Like this video, share it with other coin enthusiasts, and leave a comment telling us if you have ever found a rare penny. Your story might inspire someone else to start collecting. Thank you for watching, and remember, every coin has a story, and some stories are worth a fortune. See you in the next video.